I'm outside 8401 Band in Garfield Heights as I start the exterior walkthrough. As you'll see, there's a lot of snowfall in the area which came overnight, so it does limit what I could see. It's something, you know, I do work around quite a bit, but it will limit the amount of the roof surface I could view. I did clean off 2 areas and got to look at that. I'll speak about that more as we go around. And also the sidewalks and driveway are covered. There is a few areas of the driveway back where the cars are parked that's visible, and it looks like newer concrete, which is in good condition. And there's also, it's a tenant occupied house with several small children in there, so I will film a walkthrough in the basement, which is the most important part, but it's difficult, especially with minors in the house, to film inside. So we'll go around. The house has the original aluminum siding. It's in good condition, as is the brick veneer. The windows are probably about 20 to 25-year-old vinyl replacement windows. The majority are working fine, but there are 3 problematic windows, which will be noted in the report. We'll go around here. The roof, the tenant's been here about 14 years, and there's no work has been done. And there is 2 layers, so I think the top layer is at least 14 years old. And having 2 layers is not ideal, but I did not see any signs of leaks. One issue I did note, which we'll speak about here in just a second as we come up the right side of the home. The way the gutters are installed, it looks like the moisture is getting behind them, because you can see we have icicles which is formed between the gutter and the fascia board. So the moisture is missing the gutter as it's coming off the roof. The basement was dry overall. There is some signs of like residual moisture, which I think is mostly attributed to the fact that the rear lot kind of slopes towards the home, but mostly I think correcting the gutters will really reduce what I'm seeing there. Again, we have another spot here where the icicles have formed between the fascia and the gutter. The chimney here, you can see the flue, the water heater and furnace vent through that chimney, and the cap at the very top lacks a cap and cover. And actually, as I was talking to the tenant, he said in the past that I stopped working because a bird had gotten into the flue. So certainly that's a good recommendation there. And it is too cold today to test the AC unit, but this unit here is at least 30 years old, and uses the old refrigerant, so certainly upgrading that would be a good recommendation there. Look at the electrical service. The home has 100 amps. So I'll pan to the garage and then I'll shoot the back of the house. Just look at the back of the property. I did enter the garage. The overhead door has an old automatic opener which is no longer working, so it's just a manual opening. And overall it's in good condition. On the far side of the garage though, you can see the lot here is a higher elevation, so a lot of moisture has come off into this wall and rotted some of the wood framing, which is common to see, but definitely should be repaired. It hasn't affected the structure, but that would be a defect in the report. And as with the house, the garage roof is the same roof installation. There's multiple layers of shingles, and top layer I would age it at least 14 years. And before I go inside, just the last item I wanted to note was on the back of the garage here, you can see we have several small trees, and one of which has grown in contact with the roof and caused some damage there. So certainly removing those would be a good recommendation. So I'm gonna head out. The last thing I'll do is just kind of shoot the neighborhood here. I've done home inspections on this street in the past, and it seems like a well-maintained neighborhood. kind of just a quiet side street. The homes are in good condition, well maintained. So with that, I'm gonna head down, and like I said, I'll film the basement, and I'll also share all the photos I took today. So I'm at the base of the basement stairs, starting the interior walkthrough of the home. You can see it's a large basement, mechanical area there, laundry. As I go around, you know, the rear lot slopes towards the back of the house, like I mentioned, outside, and it looks like there's some surface water in the block, which is not uncommon. It certainly doesn't look like a major moisture issue. I think really addressing the gutters, as I also mentioned outside, would really improve a lot of what I'm seeing here. Walk over this way. The slab foundation is cracked. Not a structural concern, and kind of typical. I don't see any signs of moisture coming up through that either. This is the west foundation wall of the home. You can see there is a vertical stair step crack here, kind of traces up. Again, very typical. Usually areas like that will form under windows. It's just kind of a weak spot in the wall, but the wall itself is plumb. You can see there's no bowing, so not a structural concern there either. It's due to settling, but kind of typical. Make my way over here. You have a newer electrical panel, which is nicely wired and upgraded. There is knob and tube wiring in the home, which again, refer to the report. There'll be a lot of comments in there. It was the wiring they used when they built the house. Very typical, and there'll be additional recommendations just to make sure that's properly done in the report. But really what it comes down to with knob and tube is condition, and it is in good condition. There is a leak here. I get my flashlight coming from the upstairs bathroom. You can see there's moisture dripping onto this treadmill that's down here, so that would be a notation in the report. The water heater, it's a bit of an older unit. It's functional, it's fine. There's just some more minor things with it. There's a flexible connector, which is kind of a marginal installation. It really should be solid pipe coming off the tank. We have an older gas valve, which isn't rated for use with natural gas anymore, and there's sort of like an appliance connection gas line here, which again is marginal. It should be solid piping from this line over to the valve on the unit itself. The furnace is 2001. It's working fine. Again, just as you'll see in the report, there is some dust and debris. Really just needs a good cleaning and servicing. And we have ground fault protection here in the laundry. So the tenants are home. I'm going to do my best to work around them and film the rest of the walkthrough up there.